Good evening, everyone. You're in the spotlight with Brian Gardner for this Tuesday, August the 14th, 2018. Good to have you all here for our first and only show of this week. First off, we want to apologize for the very late start. We would have been on at 10 like my original delay had announced. Like my original announcement had said, I should say. Wow, my words are all over the place tonight. But unfortunately, even though we had an extra week to get the nominations finalized, they were not finalized yet. I was waiting for the last half hour for everything to be done, and I'll explain what happened in just a moment. But first, as always, to start off the show, let me remind you all of the ways in which you can interact and contribute to our show. Have your voice heard by emailing us at itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. Remember to use the hashtag itspotlight411, or for tonight only, hashtag ITSTV Awards. You can use that one as well. And also find us on Facebook. Just search In the Spotlight 411 on Facebook, and then make sure that you like our fan page once you're on it, once you find it. Okay. So tonight is a big night for our show, as it always is. Whenever we do anything to do with awards or anything, nomination announcements, winner announcements. Tonight, it's a big night whenever we do something like that. And we are doing something like that tonight as we announce the 8th annual TV award nominations. Better late than never, but they're here. So before we get going, let me explain to you all what the delay was. We've had several delays in this process, but the delay tonight, and this is why, as many people as you can have involved and as much stuff as you have going on, people can check, recheck, and check again. Well, I caught this, but somebody apparently caught it before me. I didn't realize somebody had caught it. When I got the first batch of nominations a little bit before 10 o'clock tonight, I noticed that Game of Thrones was on there. Now, Game of Thrones, if you all know, is eligible for this year's Emmy Awards, okay, and Golden Globes and so on and so forth. It is not eligible for our awards show this year because we did from last September to this September. And Game of Thrones aired its last episode of season 7 in August, a week before the eligibility cutoff, which is why we included it in last year's awards. It cannot be included in our awards this year. So Game of Thrones was nominated several times. We had to wipe that out and make the adjustments within the last half hour. That is the reason why we were delayed. And again, this is stuff that happens, folks. It does happen. There was apparently a lot of you were confused as to the eligibility and what had happened and everything. And I can understand that because it was a kind of like, again, a week before last year's eligibility cutoff, and people submitted it based on what they saw last year. Could we have accepted some of it for like the last episode of season 7? Yes, but I thought that would make things a little too complicated. So yeah, we had to alleviate that and fix that, resolve that issue. So it was not to be included in this year's awards for us. So we had to adjust that and remove Game of Thrones from the nomination list because they weren't to be included. So yeah, so that was the big up. Now we've had other delays, as you all know. That's why we're doing this a week later than we wanted to, but nothing of that significance. It's little delays that kind of annoy you more or less. So, but here we are a week later. But again, better late than never. And we will announce the 8th annual TV awards tonight. TV Award nominations tonight. But as we always do whenever we do these nomination nights, we'll also start off the show, let you all know, for those that have not been able to be a part of the process and helping to decide the nominees and therefore also helping to decide the winners. We will also, like we always do here at the beginning of the show, before we announce any nominations, we will present to you the live award categories. These are the awards that we voted on live during the TV award broadcast in a couple weeks. Now, what are the live voted awards? These are, again, awards you vote on live during the TV awards broadcast. You all help to decide the nominees, okay? And then you decide the winners that night. So tonight, we're going to give you the categories for these live voted awards. And over these next 2 weeks, in the 2 weeks in which all those that are helping to decide the winners are doing their ballots or voting and, finishing off their ballots, those of you that choose to participate in helping to decide the nominees for the Live Vote Awards will be doing that. So in these next 2 weeks, you'll have that'll be your time to put together nominees or suggested nominees for the live voted awards. We will, our awards committee will look at the feedback that we get. And honestly, when you look at these categories, people wonder how this works. They go, oh, how is this possible? How does this work? It's not like a ballot. You don't have it all listed there. It's like it's a free for all. It is a free for all. But in my experience, when we do this, when you give these categories out, people are going to have common opinions, common enough where you'll be able to decide nominees relatively easily. So we've never had a problem doing it this way, so that's why we do it this way. So I will start the show by announcing the categories for the live voted awards, and then starting right from the moment I announce those categories, you can start, thinking about who you want to nominate, who you think should be nominated, and go from there. And you'll have 2 weeks, the same amount of time that our voters have to decide the winners. You will have 2 weeks to help to decide these nominees, and then we'll cut that off. And then when we start the awards broadcast on September 4th, I believe, we will start the night off by announcing the winners. By announcing the nominees for the live voted awards, and then you'll have about an hour or so to vote on those awards that night. So that's how it works for those of you that have never participated. And you can feel free to ask us questions via social media or by email if you're confused, because it can be a little bit confusing for people that are new to the show. So just be aware of that. Now, so that's what we'll start off with. I'll give you the categories for the live voted awards. We'll announce the nominees. It's going to go a lot faster tonight because we do not have a co-host. Mike could not join us. I asked him. Unfortunately, his schedule does not permit that to happen. So it's going to be just me, and I'm not nearly as special as he is with this kind of stuff. He does the whole eloquent awards voice. I'm not that kind of guy. But in a way, it's a good thing that it's only me, because we'll glide through it, and then we'll be able to get to what else we have to do tonight, which is previewing WWE's Summerslam pay-per-view, which is taking place this Sunday. We're going to be very quick with that. I know wrestling fans have probably been dying to have an actual wrestling show. We'll get to that, but we won't be able to do it for SummerSlam this year. I apologize. And we're not going to do anything else. We did box office last week. We finished all that off. So we don't have to do anything with that. There's nothing else to do in entertainment and sports. Look, anything that we can discuss in sports, we got Tiger Woods to talk about. We'll do that next week. We'll table all that for next week, because I don't want to be on the air forever, and we would be if we tried to fit all that in. So, basically tonight's show, SummerSlam preview, and TV award nominations. That's the gist of it. So that's what we got on tap for you tonight. And it's a big show, and, we don't want to overwhelm it. So, yeah. So that's what's on tap for tonight. So let's get started here, because, as I said, we have a lot to do. First off, let's start with the live, again, announcing the categories for the live voted awards. Again, these are the awards you can vote on live during the awards broadcast on September the 5th, Tuesday, September the 5th. All right, so here you go. Here are the categories for the live voted awards. Make sure that you jot these down so that when you're helping to decide the nominees, you know what the categories are. You can always ask us, but it's easier just to, have it from the start. All right, the first category for the live voted awards, Best TV Moment of the Year. Again, you're going to put down 3 nominees. Unless you can't find 3 nominees, and you can just put 1, and then we'll just take your vote for that 1. Best TV Decision of the Year. Again, 3 nominees. Most Improved Show of the Year. Most Underappreciated Show, Actor, or Actress of the Year. Best Streaming Network. Best Streaming Show. Best Miniseries or Limited Series. Best Miniseries, Limited Series Performance. I'm going to repeat those one more time. Again, these are the categories for this year's live voted awards. Again, you're going to want 3 nominees per category. If you can't come up with 3, you can submit as many as you want. 1 or no more than 3, but you can submit 1, you can submit 2, or you can submit the maximum amount, which is 3. All right, and we'll take whatever you give us. Okay. All right. So again, here are the categories for the live voted awards: Best TV Moment of the Year, Best TV Decision of the Year, Most Improved Show of the Year, Most underappreciated show, actor, or actress of the year. Best streaming network, best streaming show, best miniseries or limited series, and best miniseries or limited series performance. Those are the categories for this year's live voted awards. You can start to submit nominees now for those categories, and only by email at itspotlight411@gmail.com, not by social media. Just like when you decide the nominations and winners for the big awards, okay? You can only submit make submissions by email only. So again, email us at itspotlight411@gmail.com with those nominations, please. Not by social media, because we will not accept it. This makes it too complicated. All right, so there you go. There's the live voted award category, so you can get started on that. The deadline for that is 2 weeks from tonight, which is also the deadline for the winning ballots for this year's TV awards for those of you that will be receiving ballots, okay? And those of you that are receiving ballots, remember, are people that have helped to decide the nominees. You have to be a part of the process from the beginning to be able to decide the winners. You can't just join halfway through. If you help to decide the nominees, you'll help to decide the winners. Again, if you haven't been a part of it so far, you can still be a part of it through the live award nominations and, of course, winners. You can help us with that, but you cannot help us in deciding the winners for the big awards that we've been working on throughout the process. So keep that in mind. And again, as always, if you have any question about any of this, you can email us, Facebook us, or Twitter. Any questions can be done by email, Facebook, or Twitter. Again, submissions only by email only. All right, so let's get down to it. Let's get to these nominees here. And we're going to start off with some of the lesser categories, the categories that, are kind of like genre categories that people don't, I won't say people don't care about, but they're the less known, the categories that kind of, they're not like lead actor in a comedy, lead actor, that kind of thing. Let's start off with outstanding. We'll start with a big one and work our way down, okay? Outstanding animated series, okay? The nominees are Bob's Burgers, Fox; Family Guy, Fox; Rick and Morty, Cartoon Network; South Park, Comedy Central; Simpsons, Fox. All right, so before we move on, just a couple of quick thoughts. Pretty much standard from what we've been getting. I think probably the only change based on my notes from last year would be American Dad was here last year. Rick and Morty was not. Rick and Morty, a newcomer to the category. Nice, different selection. I was hoping for something different, and you got something different. So pretty good category, I would say. Bob's Burgers, I think, won the Emmy last year. South Park usually does well with us. Could be any. Maybe Rick and Morty. It ends up in this category. Maybe he'll do it. We'll see. But I would say South Park's probably always the favorite when it comes to our stuff. But all right, now daytime talk show categories. The nominees for outstanding daytime talk show host: Ellen DeGeneres, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, syndicated; Julie Chen, Sarah Gilbert, Cheryl Underwood, Eve, and Sharon Osbourne, The Talk, CBS; Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Candace Cameron Bure, Meghan McCain, Sarah Haynes, Paul Ferris, Sonny Hostin, and Jebediah Bella, The View, ABC. Boy, they got a lot of hosts. Pretty much the same as last year, outside of some host changes to The Talk and The View. No surprises there, based on how things go on our show, on our award show, I should say. All right, the nominees for outstanding daytime talk show: The Ellen DeGeneres Show, syndicated; The Talk, CBS; The View, ABC. Again, no surprises based on what happened in the past on our show. Sometimes I think people copy and paste every year for some of these categories. So no shocks there. I would probably say Ellen will probably win both categories again. That's usually what happens. But all right, the nominees for outstanding late night talk show host: Stephen Colbert, Late Show with Stephen Colbert, CBS; James Corden, Late Late Show with James Corden, CBS; Conan O'Brien, Conan, TBS. Let me just get the next category out of the way, and then I'll give my thoughts real quick. Outstanding late night talk show. The nominees are Conan, TBS; Jimmy Kimmel Live, ABC; Late Show with Stephen Colbert, CBS; Late Late Show with James Corden, CBS. Again, if we ever go over the allotted in the category, whether it's 3, 5, or 10, that means that there was a tie, for those of you that don't remember that rule. So Conan usually does well with us. So does Stephen Colbert. So does Jimmy Kimmel. The big surprise here would be James Corden, who has never really broken in on our show. He gets nominated in both categories this year for the first time, which is cool. I think he's awesome. And no Jimmy Fallon this year. So that would be probably the only significant changes. And look, again, I think James Corden's a great choice. So I'm glad he got in. I think he's had a great run here. So it's good to see him in here. So, all right, next up, outstanding news discussion show, and news discussion show host person. Oh, and for those of you that think want predictions as to who's going to win the late night categories, I'm probably going to say Corden, because usually when you see somebody finally appear in those categories, it usually means that they probably got a substantial amount of voting. So that's who I think might win it, but we'll see. All right, outstanding news discussion show. The nominees are ABC World News with David Muir, ABC. Good Morning America, ABC. The Today Show, NBC. And now, news discussion show host personality. The nominees are Al Roker, Samantha Guthrie, Willie Geist, Hoda Kotb, Kathy Gifford, Carson Daly, Jenna Bush Hager, and Natalie Morales. The Today Show, NBC. David Muir, ABC World News with David Muir, ABC. George Stephanopoulos, Robin Roberts, Amy Robach, Rara Spencer, Michael Strahan, and Ginger Z. Good Morning America, ABC. Pretty much the same as we've had. It's like the daytime talk show categories, only a few host changes because Matt Lauer's no longer there. At least on the Today Show. I would say it's either going to be David Muir or GMA. It usually is. That's usually kind of rotates. So we'll see what happens there. But that's, usually who does well on our show, on our award show. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Lifestyle Culinary Show and Lifestyle Culinary Show Host or Personality. All right, Lifestyle Culinary Show nominees are Antiques Roadshow, PBS. The Chew, ABC. Who Do You Think You Are, TLC. And the nominees for Lifestyle Culinary Show Host or Personality are Guy Fieri, Guy's Ranch Kitchen, Food Network. Cara Hall, The Chew, ABC. Vivian Howard, A Chef's Life, PBS. Look at PBS getting some nominations. That's pretty cool. And TLC, too. The Chew has always done well. And this was its last season, so I wasn't too surprised to see that represent. Guy Fieri gets nominated every year for something. But, a couple interesting things. Antiques Roadshow. Who Do You Think You Are? A Chef's Life. Nice to see some new choices. Shows some thought. I think a couple of those shows are also represented at the Emmys this year, so that's pretty cool. I would say The Chew would probably be the favorites here because they tend to do well with our award show, but also I'd say Guy Fieri also does well too, so could be those would be the favorites in those particular categories. All right, let me get these two out of the way because I feel like this is copy and pasted. I swear these nominees are the same, only people updated the numbers on the award shows. Like, I feel like this is the same exact nominations. I always have to do like a double take to make sure that they're not like I'm not reading last year's list. But anyway, Outstanding Special Class Show or Special. The nominees are March Madness 2018, CBS Turner, NBA Playoffs on TNT, the 90th Annual Academy Awards, ABC, the 75th Annual Golden Globe Awards, NBC, and the 72nd Annual Tony Awards, CBS. And now the nominees for Outstanding Special Class Show or Special Performance. The nominees, Charles Barkley, NBA Playoffs, TNT, Seth Meyers, the 75th Annual Golden Globe Awards, NBC, Ernie Johnson, NBA Playoffs, TNT, Jimmy Kimmel, the 90th Annual Academy Awards, ABC, and Shaquille O'Neal, NBA Playoffs, TNT. I looked at last year's nominations. We had the exact same nominations in Special Class Show, Special Performance, except for Seth Meyers replaced Jimmy Fallon as host of the Golden Globe Awards. Pretty much the exact same lineup. And then same thing in Show or Special. Just the years were updated. Again, I keep the categories because they the Emmys have it and everything, but I wish that other things would end up in here, like maybe like TV movies or like special like big event like concerts and stuff like that. I wish that would happen. Some variety, but it is what it is. So It is what it is. But if I'm asking, if what's the favor here? We've had the Academy Awards win, we've had the NBA playoffs win, March Madness win. Anything could win here. It just depends on what people tend to like that year. I could see Kimmel winning for the Academy Awards again. He's won. I think he's won like the last. I think he won last year. I think he won the year before too. So I could see him winning. As for the again, NBA playoffs can win, March Madness, anything can win that. The special show or special class show or special. Anybody can win that one. But I could see Kimmel winning for performance again for sure. All right. Outstanding educational children's show and education children's show host or personality. Okay, let's do outstanding educational children's show or host or personality first. The nominees are Asher Angel, Andy Mack, Disney Channel. Peyton Elizabeth Lee, Andy Mack, Disney Channel. Joshua Rush, Andy Mack, Disney Channel. Carol Spinney, Sesame Street, PBS. And then the nominees for outstanding educational or children's show, Disney's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Disney Channel. Andy Mack, Disney Channel, and Sesame Street, PBS. What, I've heard of this Andy Mack thing, and it's like, I don't know if it's the new Girl Meets World or something, but because that's what it's done for our award show this year. Pretty much took the place of that and dominated these categories. But it's people. I've been hearing so much about it online. I don't know what it is, but it's well represented here, so that probably means it's probably going to win, even though Sesame Street can always be a favorite. Carol Spinney's awesome. So, but I would say Andy Mack doing what it did in these two categories is probably going to be well represented here as far as wins go. All right, nominees for outstanding game show and game show host or personality. Outstanding game show host personality nominees are Wayne Brady, Let's Make a Deal, CBS. Steve Harvey, Family Feud, syndicated. Alex Trebek, Jeopardy, syndicated. And the nominees for outstanding game show, Jeopardy, syndicated. Let's Make a Deal, CBS. Wheel of Fortune, syndicated. Again, pretty much the same as last year. Actually, directly the same as last year. Sometimes I wonder if you all copy and paste. That's all I'm going to say. Of course, some of you are new, so maybe you don't, but it's kind of funny. Not that these choices aren't good. They are. Just saying. I think sometimes the focus goes on the bigger categories or, the big, like, highlight categories. But whatever. All right, now, reality competition categories. The nominees for outstanding reality competition show host or person. And by the way, for those that are wondering who I think is the favorite in the game show categories, I could see Steve Harvey winning or Alex Trebek winning host, and I think Jeopardy will probably win show. All right, reality competition show host or personality. The nominees are Tom Bergeron, Dancing with the Stars, ABC. Adam Levine, The Voice, NBC. Katy Perry, American Idol, ABC. Blake Shelton, The Voice, NBC. And the nominees for outstanding reality competition show are American Idol, ABC. The Amazing Race, CBS. Survivor, CBS. The Voice, NBC. So American Idol's back. Interesting. I'm surprised Katy Perry got nominated and Luke Bryan didn't. That's pretty amazing. Unless the country vote went to Blake Shelton again. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But yeah, almost again, except for the addition of American Idol, I think Amazing Race breaking back in this year and pretty much the same as last year. I guess with American Idol getting in here, maybe they can win it. Maybe Katy Perry will win host personality. Maybe the show will win show. I would say though, probably I'm looking towards Amazing Race for show, and maybe Blake Shelton or Adam Levine for host or personality. That's my sense, but based on how things have gone on our show in the past. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. What have we not done yet as far as the other categories go? Okay. We did animated, daytime talk, late night talk, news, reality, lifestyle, culinary, special class, educational children's, game show. All right, now we're going to get to the big stuff now. We'll start with outstanding news show. The nominees are Barry, HBO, Black Lightning, CW, Killing Eve, BBC America, Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, Freeform. The Chi, Showtime. The Gifted, Fox. Couple of ties there. Very good lineup. Very good variety of different shows. Couldn't even tell you who the favorite's going to be, to be honest. Cloak and Dagger has quite the fan base. I heard the Chi has quite the fan base. Killing Eve's got some momentum behind it. I would say one of those, probably. All right. The nominees for Outstanding New Show, Actor, Actress, or Performer. Bill Hader, Barry, HBO. Aubrey Joseph, Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, Freeform. Olivia Holt, Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, Freeform. And Sandra Oh, Killing Eve, BBC America. I would say the favorite here is Sandra Oh because she already has that huge fan base from Grey's Anatomy. Although either Aubrey or Olivia from Cloak and Dagger can probably get it. It's probably going to be one of those two. But I'd edge towards Sandra Oh. That would be my feeling. All right, next up. Outstanding Breakthrough Performance. Now, before I announce this, people always get this confused. New show, actor, and breakthrough. Remember, new show means exactly what it means. New show, okay? Now, it could be an actor that's been on another show before, all right? But it has to be from a new show. Breakthrough performance, and this, every year there's one person that's nominated in this category. We only have 3, okay, nominees in this category, so there's a tie. Every year there's one. And when Mike was here, he'd complain and I would complain that it's a person that's already had a major breakthrough performance. I remember the first year we did this, Claire Danes got nominated. Claire Danes, really? I mean, we sat there like she hasn't had a breakthrough performance before. So that's my whole thing. Usually there's 2 choices that are really freaking good. And then there's one that you're like, well, damn, that person already had one. It's like people forgot because that person went away for a while and then came back. So, I mean, I can't tell people how to vote, but it always it always gets us riled up every single year. There's always one. And this year was no exception. So let's get the nominations out right now. Outstanding Breakthrough Performance. The nominees are Bill Hader, Barry, HBO. Kerry Russell, The Americans, FX. Noah Schnapp, Stranger Things, Netflix. Okay. Kerry Russell, folks. Similar to Claire Danes, okay? She's had a major breakthrough role. Did we forget about Felicity? Send the mail in now. I'm going to get mail tonight. People are going to be like, oh, crap. I forgot about Kerry. I forgot about Felicity. Come on. Oh my God. Like as soon as I saw her name, I literally wanted to scream and throw something. Like Carrie, at least Felicity was from the last 20 years. Claire Danes, at least I can give you all a pass. Like I give you all a pass, but Carrie Russell was a recent. I'm going to send this to Mike in the morning and get a reaction because Kerry Russell. I'm going to ask my wife off screen right now. You watch Felicity? You know who Kerry Russell is, right? The show Felicity. It was like the late 90s, early 2000s. Oh, God, forget it. Wrong person to ask. Send your feedback. I'm going to look over your feedback tonight, your mail that comes in tonight. I'm eagerly anticipating the reaction to this because I honestly think people are going to be looking at their computers or listening to me right now or watching right now, and they're going to say, oh, I'm not going to say the S word, but oh, crap, I forgot about Felicity. I can see that coming because that's what we got with the whole Claire Danes thing. They forgot all about her, too. They're like, oh, that was her? So at least Claire Danes did that. I can see Claire Danes had her big breakthrough when she was younger. Kerry Russell was younger, but I don't. Okay, I'm not going to rant anymore about it, but it just drives me nuts. Bill Hader, I know he's done big things on SNL, but I can kind of understand it because this is his big signature. Like this, for many people, for them, this is his big signature individual role. I can live with that. Okay. Now I'm just going to say this: anything that Noah Schnapp is nominated for from Stranger Things, it'll be a crime if he doesn't win. The crime, he's not up for an Emmy. That kid, just like Millie Bobby Brown did last year for Stranger Things, carried the entire show on his back for an entire season. So it'll be a crime if he don't win this. He should win this. I think he will. But, you know, stranger things have happened, folks. See what I did there? All right. Next up, I've got my rant out of the way. That's good. Outstanding Ensemble. The nominees are Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Clark Gregg, Ming-Na Wen, Chloe Bennett, Ian DeCostracker, Elizabeth Henstridge, Henry Simmons, etc. Modern Family, ABC. Ed O'Neill, Sofia Vergara, Joey Bowen, Ty Burrell, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Eric Stone Street, etc. We can't read every name, folks. Too many people. Just for the record. That's why we say etc. Shameless, Showtime. William H. Macy, Emmy Rossum, Jeremy Allen White, Cameron Monaghan, Emma Kenny. There's a real error there, etc. Stranger Things, Netflix, Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard, Millie Bobby Brown, Gaten Matazzaro, Caleb McLaughlin, etc. The Middle, ABC, Neil Flynn, Patricia Heaton, Charlie McDermott, Eden Sher, Atticus Shaffer, etc. So The Middle, which never got in here before, at least not to my knowledge, breaks in here in its last year. Shameless, which for years only got maybe 1 or 2 nominations at most, gets in here this year. I'm wondering if, we'll see what happens later. I'm wondering if the fact that this was the highest viewed season is helping Shameless with this. Maybe. We'll see what happens later. But because normally Shameless doesn't get a lot of representation on our show, which is a crime in and of itself, but doesn't get representation at the award shows and at the Emmys and Golden Globes either. So anyway, great category here. Any one of these shows, because Modern Family has tended to fallen off a little bit. So I could see any of the other shows win. Middle might get the nostalgia vote. Stranger Things has an excellent ensemble. I think they won last year. S.H.I.E.L.D. always gets well represented at our awards. Could be any one of those. Shameless could steal, breaking in it for its first year. So we'll see. Tough category, that is. Tough category. All right. Now, the nominees. Let's see where we're at here. We'll do the networks now. I'm kind of swerving you all. I'm kind of changing the way we do this. I hope it's helpful, or hope it's better. Outstanding Cable Network. The nominees are FX, HBO, Showtime. Showtime breaks in, which is interesting because, you know, they've had times where they've had more shows. So it's interesting that they broke in, but they do have Shameless. They do have Ray Donovan, The Chi. Not like they don't have anything. HBO, obviously Game of Thrones, Barry, has Westworld, speaks for itself. They're back on a nice little run here. And an FX, which really has, I mean, FX has always had a great eclectic group of shows. But, you know, I think with Legion and, you know, they got the Americans now, they're really upping their game a little bit. So, excuse me while I step off here. I got to get this adapter in so I don't lose the charge here. So I'm going to appear off screen for just a second. Don't mind the awkwardness. But yeah, they got the Americans, and they have obviously they still have Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They got Legion. So they have a very good group of shows, and of course their animated properties. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to make sure we don't lose the charge because my computer was down to 14% battery. But yeah, great group of shows, so you can understand why they're here. I would probably give the edge to HBO here, but FX could be a dark horse there. Outstanding Broadcast Network now. The nominees are ABC, CBS, NBC. Pretty simple, no Fox, just like last year. I'd probably give the edge maybe. ABC had a nice, well, they didn't have a resurgence, but they had they had a lot of notoriety this year. I'll say NBC, but ABC, it's between ABC and NBC. CBS never tends to do well with this. So with our award shows for some reason. So I think CBS is just there because Fox isn't. Nobody could justify putting Fox in here this year. So I would say ABC or NBC will win this, one or the other. All right. So we got through that. Now we're up to, where are we now? I just want to make sure I don't miss a character because I'm kind of dancing around the ballot here. All right. Let me make sure that we got everything here. All right. We don't want to do TV program of the year yet. Outstanding broadcast network, cable network, breakthrough performance. We did that. We did that. We did that. Oh, right here. All right. Now, outstanding cable series and outstanding network series. The nominees for outstanding network series are Blackish, ABC, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC, This Is Us, NBC. So 2 from ABC. I usually like it when you get different. It's like one show from each network. It's kind of cool when that happens, but not this year. We got 2 from ABC, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This Is Us. I think we're here in this category last year. And Blackish kind of took Modern Family spot, because Modern Family used to get this one all the time, get nominated here all the time. It could be any one of these shows. They all have fan bases. They all do very well. It could be any one of these shows. I'll lean towards S.H.I.E.L.D. or This Is Us, but honestly, any one of them could win. Outstanding cable series. The nominees are Atlanta, FX, Shameless, Showtime, Westworld, HBO. Great category. All shows with, have had great momentum. Shameless in its 8th season had its highest rated season. Westworld's obviously been huge. Atlanta's been huge. Any one of these shows can win. I would probably lean towards Westworld or Atlanta because they tend to be, I think they're more watched, but Shameless could easily win here too. Great category, that one though. Great category. All right. Now we move on to the big genre categories, the acting categories for the big, well, not just the acting, but the overall, the show nominations for genres too, obviously. So we go to the genre categories. Now remember, we started something new last year. Okay, just like we did, I think we did it for the film awards too. The top vote getters from all 3 genres, okay, will be represented in the overall acting categories. Okay, we don't do what we used to do, which was we vote separately for those. We don't do that anymore. We take your votes. Okay, we'll take your votes based on how you all voted for the nominees. Okay, and we add them together, and that's how you get the winners for those awards. So we don't even get the nominations out tonight. So basically, what we used to do for those, because I know some people didn't tune in last year and they kind of skipped over it for some reason. Basically, what happens is this. Okay. We don't do what we used to do, which is we list 10 nominees per category: outstanding overall lead actress, lead actor, supporting actress, okay? We used to have 10 nominees per category. You have a combination of comedy, drama, and dramedy in those categories, right? All right. And it would be a separate, we do separate voting for that. We don't do that anymore. We started this last year. Now, all we do is we take the results from the votes that you all submitted per each genre category. And whatever the highest, let's say you nominate, let's just shot in the dark. Kerry Russell for The Americans is nominated outstanding lead actress in drama. But let's say she doesn't have enough votes to overcome anyone in the comedy categories for lead actress. Okay, she might not make the overall lead actress category because she didn't have enough votes based on the other 5. So basically, it's the top 10 highest vote getters in lead actor, lead actress, supporting actor, and supporting actress across all 3 genres. That's how we do it. And that's how we come. We don't give you the full list of nominees that night. Well, we will, but we don't give it to you like tonight like we do with these categories. Like we don't list you 10 names off. That night when we announce the winners, we'll list off the 10 names and then we'll say who the winner is. And it's just based on the voting that happened prior. We don't, put together separate categories right now based on that. I hope that makes sense. Last year was kind of confusing when people got it when we announced the winners. Like, oh, now I see what you did. It's one of those kind of things where you don't get it until it actually happens. But maybe once I announce the nominees, it'll be helpful. All right, let's start with the comedy categories. Outstanding supporting actress in a comedy series. The nominees are Alex Borstein, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Amazon. Leslie Jones, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Kate McKinnon, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Laurie Metcalf, Roseanne, ABC. Megan Mullally, Will and Grace, NBC. We'll do supporting actor, and then I'll give my thoughts on both. Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series. The nominees are Louis Anderson, Baskets, FX. Alec Baldwin, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Titus Burgess, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Netflix. Ty Burrell, Modern Family, ABC. Tony Shalhoub, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Amazon. Eric Stonestreet, Modern Family, ABC. Kenan Thompson, Saturday Night Live, NBC. Supporting actress first. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel breaking in here, doing some good stuff. Alex Borstein's hilarious. Great to see her here. Leslie Jones and Kate McKinnon were both nominated in this category last. No surprise they're here. They got great fan bases. They're both hilarious women. Laurie Metcalf was probably one of the stronger parts of Roseanne. She always has been. She's great. So, and she gets a lot of the big over the top comedic stuff. So good to have her. So it's not really a surprise to see her here. She has a fan base as well. Great, and I think it's deserved to have her here. Great actress. And Megan Mullally for Will and Grace, who got nominated I think she got nominated every year for Will and Grace. So, and again, just like Laurie Metcalf, she gets a lot of the flashier kind of comedy. So it makes sense to see her here. Any one of these women can win it. I don't know. I think Alex Borstein's probably the least likely to win here. But otherwise, I don't think there's a favorite among the other four. I think any one of those women can win it. I truthfully believe that. Supporting actor, a lot of these actors were nominated last year. Louis Anderson, Alec Baldwin, Titus Burgess, Ty Burrell, Eric Stonestreet. Nice to see Kenan Thompson break in. I think it might have been a situation where I think it got out that it was. I don't even know if it's still his last year. Somebody's gonna have to correct me on that. I don't know if it still is, but it was hyped like it was his last year, so that might have played a role. But he's also amazing. Just like Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones, he's one of the reasons to watch that show. And obviously, like I said, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel breaking in this year. So Tony Shalhoub's is great. So you can understand why he's here. So this is a good category, and I would probably I could see Alec Baldwin and Kenan Thompson winning this though. I think a lot of the other actors, I mean, Ty Burrell's been doing it for so long. Eric Stone's been doing this for so long. I don't know if they have enough support. Titus Burgess is funny, but I think, Baldwin and Thompson, like, either one of those guys I can see winning it, because I think, again, you tend to see that those that get the flashier comedic performances tend to win these categories, and they both do. So I can see either one of those gentlemen winning. So those will be who I give the favorites to. And again, quite a few ties here that gave you this long list of nominees. So that indicates there's some, probably a lot of like, I'm not gonna, what's the right word I'm looking for the voting? The voting's probably very, all over the place. So that tends to lend itself to maybe a surprise usually. And I don't know if Alec Baldwin would be a surprise, but I think maybe Kenan Thompson would. So that's why I'd favor Baldwin or Thompson win in this category. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. Pamela Adlon, Better Things, FX. Rachel Brosnahan, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Amazon. Somebody forgot to put the network on the ballot. Tracy Ellis Ross, Blackish, ABC. Patricia Heaton, The Middle, ABC. Allison Janney, Mom, CBS. The nominees for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series. Anthony Anderson, Blackish, ABC. Ted Danson, The Good Place, NBC. Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm, HBO. Neil Flynn, The Middle, ABC. Bill Hader, Barry, HBO. Interesting things here. A couple of repeats from last year. Tracy Ellis Ross for Blackish. Pamela Adlon for Better Things. Patricia Heaton's been nominated several times for The Middle, but obviously this being the last year probably helped. Allison Janney wasn't supporting last year. I think for Mom, she moves up to lead actress, which is probably where she should be, I think. And then again, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Rachel Brosnahan for that show breaking into our categories this year. Good category here for lead actress. I'm thinking it's going to be Patricia Heaton only because of nostalgia, and I think that there might be a little bit of division amongst the other. I think the voting is going to be split amongst the other nominees. I could see Patricia Heaton getting the biggest amount because of the fact there's a little bit of nostalgia in the middle of last season and that kind of thing. So, and then lead actor Anthony Anderson again nominated. Obviously no surprise seeing Bill Hader there because of all the support he's got tonight. Neil Flynn hasn't really been nominated for us. Again, I think nostalgia, the last season in the middle has helped him. Larry David, I don't think he's ever been nominated for our award show. So that's kind of cool to see him there. It's kind of like a nod to his, how all he's done. And then Ted Danson for The Good Place, which I think is an underrated show. It's good to see him nominated here. And obviously he's got a long career. He's had a long career, and I think he's got a fan base. So this is an interesting category too. I could see Bill Hader winning since, Barry's such a hot new show. But I can also see either Larry David or Neil Flynn winning just, based on nostalgia. And I know people don't always vote on nostalgia, but, that can kind of help here and push it over the top if there's some division amongst the voting or some splitting amongst the voting. So I'll give the edge to either. I say Hader probably is the favorite. But I could see either Flynn or David winning too. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Comedy Series. Blackish, ABC. Modern Family, ABC. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Amazon. The Middle, ABC. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Netflix. Very similar to last year, only with the additions of The Middle and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I think The Middle is going to win Comedy Series because again, seeing, I'm kind of disappointed Ian Sheridan getting at least based on how The Middle's doing tonight. But I digress. Based on how, even though she's not nominated, none of the kids were nominated, still seeing Neil Flynn here, Patricia Heaton, the cast got nominated for Ensemble. A little bit more middle support tonight than there has been. That, to me, indicates that you could see them win comedy just based on the fact it was their last season. And it was a great last season, a great last episode. So I could see, I think they're the favorite here. Otherwise, I can see The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel winning, or Blackish would be the two other ones I would see winning this one. So, all right, next up, we have Outstanding Dramedy. We're going to go to Dramedy because it kind of balances things out in the middle. All right. The nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Dramedy. Zazie Beetz, Atlanta, FX. Natalia Cordova-Buckley, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Isadora Gerster, Shameless, Showtime. Elizabeth Henstridge, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Emma Kenny, Shameless, Showtime. The nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Dramedy. Ian DeCostricker, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Joseph Gilgun, Preacher, AMC. Steve Hawley, Shameless, Showtime. Cameron Monaghan, Gotham, Fox. Henry Simmons, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Ryan Tyree Henry, Atlanta, FX. So Atlanta, which was in the comedy category last year, gets put in drama, which is, I think, is a better fit for it. I'm kind of glad about that. I think Shameless, when it was nominated in the past, was in drama too. And I think this is obviously a better fit for it too. So I like those additions. I think that helps. This Is Us last year was in drama, and I think it should have been in drama. So I think those, if This Is Us is in drama, that's where it belongs. Tough categories here. Nice to see Zazie Beetz in Supporting Actress. Obviously, she was in Deadpool too. Great actress. I think she's well deserved. Isadora Gerster for Shameless. This was her last season. She's no longer going to be a regular, so maybe that's a goodbye. But also, she's a fan favorite, so I guess it's not too shocking to see her nominated here as well. Elizabeth Henstridge has been nominated here before for S.H.I.E.L.D. Nice to see Emma Kenny break through. It wasn't her best season, so I'm kind of shocked she got in over some of the other choices. But Natalia Cordova-Buckley had a great season. Her first year as a regular on S.H.I.E.L.D. I favor her here. If I guess it depends on, it is dramedy. So maybe people are going to look for the best balance of drama and comedy. So, if that's the case, you could edge towards maybe Atlanta or Shameless on this one. But even though Isadora Gerster doesn't really do most drama, she does more comedy. I could see Natalia Cordova-Buckley winning this because she had a lot of drama with the whole losing her arm story arc, but she also does a lot of one-liners, so I could see her winning. So I guess she'll be the favorite for me in this category. But I could see Isadora winning it. I could see Zazie Beetz winning it too. And then Supporting Actor, great choices here. I'm going to edge towards either Cameron Monaghan or Ian DeCostricker, even though both those actors edge more towards drama. They do drop enough. They do have enough comedic beats there if the people are looking for the balance of comedy and drama, which is what dramedy is, to maybe pull out a win here. So I'm going to favor Monaghan or Ian the Kostrecker here. I think one of those two will win this one. If there's not a tie, of course, because we have a lot of ties on our award shows, in case you don't remember. All right, outstanding lead actress in a dramedy. The nominees are Chloe Bennett, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Ming-Na Wen, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Ruth Negga, Preacher, AMC. Emmy Rossum, Shameless, Showtime. And Constance Zimmer, Unreal, Lifetime Hulu, I should say. The nominees for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Dramedy: Dominic Cooper, Preacher, AMC. Donald Glover, Atlanta, FX. Clark Gregg, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. William H. Macy, Shameless, Showtime. And David Mizzou, Gotham, Fox. I know I butchered that name every time I say it. I apologize. So, couple big surprises here. First off, Constance Zimmer for Unreal, which I think is an underrated show, and she's a brilliant actress. Great to see her break through here. Very, very good to see her. And maybe because it was Unreal's last season, maybe that helped. Not a show that people think of very much, so very happy to see her there. Ruth Negga, Chloe Bennett, Ming-Na Wen were nominated in this category last year. It's always interesting to me to see Ming-Na and Chloe in the same lead actress, but I think it's fair. I always think of them both as co-leads, co-female leads, so that makes sense to me. I like that they're both nominated here, and I like that they were last year as well. Emmy Rossum, good to see her. She's criminally underrated. She doesn't get enough respect, so I'm glad to see her nominated here. So great category here. Given how Constance Zimmer popped up randomly, sometimes it always makes me wonder maybe she can win. You know, when somebody pops, I said this earlier in the night, when somebody pops up randomly after years of doing work and never getting nominated for anything, it usually makes you wonder. So that's sometimes I can kind of think that person might win. But you know, I wouldn't. That's not enough for me to make her the favorite. I could see Emmy Rossum winning this if people finally decide that she needs to win something. But I would say the S.H.I.E.L.D. girls are the favorites, either Ming-Na or Chloe Bennett. You know, Chloe had a great season, so I could see her winning here. Those would be probably the favorites for Emmy Rossum as a dark horse. And then lead actor, probably the biggest surprise so far is David Mizzou for Gotham, who plays Bruce. First of all, not because he necessarily got nominated, but getting him lead, because Benjamin Kenzie is technically the lead, even though he's playing, David is playing Batman essentially. He had a great year though. He had a great year. His work was great. So it's interesting to see him here. It's just I'm kind of shocked he broke in here, but good for him. You know, Clark Gregg's been nominated here every year. It's no shock. And then, of course, Donald Glover gets nominated for Atlanta. Once you see Atlanta nominated, you know he's going to be in the lead actor. He's the glue to that show. Dominic Cooper nominated here again. William H. Macy, who, you know, has been nominated on our show before, just in the drama category, is totally deserved to be nominated here. I could see him winning here. I could see Donald Glover winning here. But I think Clark Gregg's the favorite. This was his season of S.H.I.E.L.D. It could even be his final season of S.H.I.E.L.D. And he did great work. I think he's the favorite here. Although it is interesting, I could see Mizzou winning for Gotham. Just because of how random it is that he broke in. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but I could see that. So I think Gregg's I think the only one that's not going to have a chance at winning here is Cooper. But I think Clark Gregg's the favorite. And then probably William H. Macy and Donald Glover with David Mizzou as the dark horse. That would be the way I'd put it. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Dramedy Series: Atlanta, FX. Gotham, Fox. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC. Preacher, AMC. Shameless, Showtime. No surprise based on how the nominations have gone. Preacher, S.H.I.E.L.D., both nominated here again. Atlanta was nominated in comedy last year, moving into dramedy this year. So Shameless finally breaking through this year. Any one of these shows can win. I'd probably give the favorite. I'd probably say either S.H.I.E.L.D. or Atlanta's the favorite, but with Shameless having what many people view as its best ratings year, actually not view, it was its best ratings year according to Showtime. I could see them pulling up a surprise here. But Shield's got such a big fan base. So does Atlanta, and Gotham does now too. I mean, Gotham's developed quite the fan base, and Gotham arguably had one of its best years. So who knows? But I think Shield's probably the favorite there. All right, now we got drama. The last genre category, drama. Outstanding supporting actress in a drama series. The nominees are Alexis Beto, The Handmaid's Tale, Hulu. Millie Bobby Brown, Stranger Things, Netflix. Ann Dowd, The Handmaid's Tale, Hulu. Denai Guerrero, The Walking Dead, AMC. Thandie Newton, Westworld, HBO. Winona Ryder, Stranger Things, Netflix. Yvonne Strahovski, The Handmaid's Tale, Hulu. The nominees for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. David Harbour, Stranger Things, Netflix. Lenny James, The Walking Dead, AMC. Noah Schnapp, Stranger Things, Netflix. Matt Smith, The Crown, Netflix. Wow. Good categories. Supporting actresses, full of great performances. Obviously, some ties. I'm kind of surprised to see Denai Guerrero get in for Walking Dead. I wonder if her being in Black Panther helped her a little bit. She had some great performances, but I thought she's had better years. So I'm kind of surprised to see her there. Yvonne Strahovski, Ann Dowd, Alexis Beto for The Handmaid's Tale. All three did brilliant work, so no surprise to see all three of them. They've been well represented during the award season as well here, with the Golden Globes and obviously the Emmys. So but all three have been great. So any one of those three can win. Millie Bobby Brown, obviously for Stranger Things, brilliant actress, had another great year. Winona Ryder, who has not been as recognized as Millie or David Harbour has, but she had a great year too, so totally deserved to be. And Thandie Newton, who great on Westworld, great choice here. So a very good category for supporting actress, in my opinion. No, I don't think Denai. The only one I can't see pulling a win here is Denai Guerrero. And that's always disrespect her. I just don't think she has. I don't think she had the year. I would favor either Millie Bobby Brown or Ann Dowd. That would be who I'd favor in this category. Supporting actor, again, great category. Interesting to see Lenny James here again for The Walking Dead. It probably should be for Fear the Walking as well, even though his better performances were on The Walking Dead, in my opinion. Matt Smith for The Crown. Great to see him nominated here. He does brilliant work. David Harbour, again, great work on Stranger Things. No surprise to see him here. He's usually in the supporting actor category in any awards lately. Joseph Fiennes for The Handmaid's Tale, again, great work. But this category belongs, and again, if he doesn't win, he's already under-recognized by a number of award shows. But on our award show with the people voting, he should win this because he was brilliant. He no doubt had the best performance of anybody in this category. In my opinion, he had the best performance of any actor on TV I saw last year. I kid you not, in my opinion. For his age and for what he had to carry and for what he had to do, he was brilliant. Noah Schnapp should win this award. He really should. This should be a slam dunk, and I think it will be. Absolutely brilliant performance by him. Brilliant performance. So I that would be the favorite, and I think he will be, and I think he will win. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Queer Foy, The Crown, Netflix. Tatiana Maslany, Orphan Black, BBC. Elizabeth Moss, The Handmaid's Tale, Hulu. Kerry Russell, The Americans, FX. Evan Rachel Wood, Westworld, HBO. I think Elizabeth Moss probably has this in the bag. You've seen how well she's done on the award circuit. The only person I could see potentially pulling off beating her here is Kerry Russell, and I think that's a long shot at best. I think Elizabeth Moss probably has this in the bag. That easy enough. Great category. All five women deserve to be here. But I think it's Elizabeth Moss's to lose. I probably should did lead actor first, and then did my thoughts on lead actors, but whatever. It's my show. I can do what I want. Outstanding lead actor in a drama series. The nominees are Jason Bateman, Ozark, Netflix. Sterling K. Brown, This Is Us, NBC. Ed Harris, Westworld, HBO. Milo Fenimiglia, This Is Us, NBC. Jeffrey Wright, Westworld, HBO. So some names you've probably seen nominated for Emmys and Golden Globes and such. So pretty familiar based on how the award season's gone. Any one of these gentlemen can win. They all have had great performances. I'm very happy to see Jason Bateman for Ozark. I think Ozark's an underrated show. I could see him winning here just because, again, sometimes randomness speaks to me, and I see and I go, if he got enough support to get in, he might have enough support to win. I'm tending to lead towards one of the This Is Us guys here because I feel like This Is Us should win something somewhere, and both those gentlemen had great years. So I'm going to favor any one of those two here, Sterling K. Brown or Milo Fenimiglia. Otherwise, I could see Ed Harris winning it for Westworld. Or Jeffrey Wright. Any one of those four. Only one I kind of lean towards probably not having a good chance is Bateman. But again, the randomness of him being nominated for our awards. He wouldn't be random for the Emmys, but for us, because I didn't know enough people knew of Ozark. Sometimes that speaks to me and makes me think there's enough support there to win. So I guess he's kind of like a dark horse, but I don't know. I just don't know if I see it. I would favor one of the This Is Us guys winning this one, personally. All right, the nominees for Outstanding Drama Series. The nominees are The Crown, Netflix, The Handmaid's Tale, Hulu, Stranger Things, Netflix, This Is Us, NBC, Westworld, HBO. Based on the nominees, not really surprising. I think this comes down to The Handmaid's Tale versus Stranger Things. I think that's what it comes down to. One of those two will win. And I can't even tell you who. If this were the Emmys, I'd say The Handmaid's Tale. Our show could be either one. Both shows have had huge years. So one of those two will win. All right, so now that I've given you all the genre nominations, so this is how it would work. Let me just be hypothetical here. All right, let's take the lead actress category, okay? So what we would do to decide the overall lead actress, okay, is we would look at how the voting was for every lead actress nominee in comedy, drama, and dramedy. So let's say that the top 10 highest vote getters in those categories, in lead actress in comedy, lead actress in drama, and lead actress, we combine them all together. Who are the top 10 highest vote getters? So let's say it's Pamela Adlon, Patricia Heaton, Tracy Ellis Ross, Rachel Brosnahan, Claire Foy, Elizabeth Moss, Kerry Russell, Emmy Rossum, Chloe Bennett, Ming Na Wen. Okay, let's say those are the choices. Then those are your lead actress nominations. Okay, overall lead actress nomination. Let's say the highest vote getter of all of them is Elizabeth Moss. And that's your overall lead actress winner. That's how we do it. We do that for lead actor, supporting actor, and supporting actress. That's how we do it. Instead of doing a separate voting, we just take what's already been done and combine it and see who had the top votes for those respective categories. And that's how we get that. So I hope that now makes sense to people now. Because it's always easier once you read the nominations off, because then people go, oh, okay, yeah. Or the night that we announce the winner, like, oh, yeah. That's how it works. So, all right. So if there's any question, you can always ask. But like I said, I think that makes it seem more, it makes it more clear, I should say. All right, one more list of nominees to read off. But first, before I get to that, let me tell you all about my Standing Ovation Award. I will present this the night of the awards. The Standing Ovation Award is an award that I designed the first year we did. We do it for film and we do it for TV. It's usually a distinction I bestow on a show, an actor, an actress, a director, producer, etc. that's under-recognized, underappreciated. I used to have a rule where it was this person or show or whatever could not have won anything or had very little nominations. I don't do that anymore. I consider people that even might have won an award once or twice. For me, it's just somebody that's underappreciated, under-recognized, and doesn't get their due. And I do it for film and I do it for TV. So it'll be somebody from TV or a TV show that doesn't get the proper respect and appreciation it deserves. That's what my Standing Ovation Award is. It's about shining the spotlight on someone or something that's underappreciated and not respected nearly as much as it should be. That's what my Standing Ovation Award is. If Mike is a part of the show, my co-host Mike, he'll have his own award for excellence and quality, which he'll present that night as well. Which, if he's here and he does the show that night, I'll let him explain that award to you all that night, because that's not my place, that's his place. So, all right. So I just wanted to explain that before I announce the nominees for the biggest award, that is TV Program of the Year. The nominees are Atlanta, FX, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC, Modern Family, ABC, Shameless, Showtime, Stranger Things, Netflix, The Crown, Netflix, The Handmaid's Tale, Hulu, The Middle, ABC, This Is Us, NBC, Westworld, HBO. Based on how tonight has gone, none of these surprise you. None of them. Nice that we don't have any ties for once. I could see Atlanta, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Shameless because it broke through big this year on awards, Stranger Things, The Handmaid's Tale, The Middle winning. The Middle would probably be the nostalgia push. Any one of those shows I can see winning. That's just my feeling. Maybe the strongest favorites would be The Handmaid's Tale or Stranger Things. Those would probably be the strongest favorites, in my opinion. But all right, there's the nominations for better or worse. Now, for those of you that help to decide the nominees, you will receive, if you haven't already tonight, you will receive ballots to decide the winners of this year's 8th Annual TV Awards. You will have 2 weeks. No, the feedback over the last week did not indicate anybody was upset about only having 2 weeks, so we're going to stick with that plan. So you'll have 2 weeks to decide the winners. So the ballots are due 2 weeks from tonight, which will be August the 28th. And we'll present the winners the week after that on September the 4th. And again, the live voted award categories were announced earlier in the evening. Any live award nomination submissions are also due on Tuesday, August 28th. And we'll announce those nominees right at the beginning of the TV Awards on September 4th at the start of the show, so you can vote on those awards throughout the night that night. Okay, so that's that. Pretty good, pretty interesting group of nominations. Some big surprises like Dan Mizzou from Gotham. Gotham doing as well as it did is a big surprise. Shameless finally breaking, which is a good thing. Again, some other random big some other random nominations that are pretty good. I would imagine. I would say. I guess a couple of surprises on the negative side. I am surprised you didn't see more Will and Grace than Megan Mullally. I'm always surprised that more of the Stranger Things kids aren't nominated. 13 Reasons Why got completely shut out. That's a surprise to me. What else? I didn't expect more for Roseanne because, you know. But yeah, I mean, those are some things that stick out at me. As far as surprised on the negative end of things. As far as like, you know. I don't say negative end of things, but like the surprises, notable surprises, I should say. All right, so that's the end of the award stuff for tonight. So we got through that. That was the biggest part of the show, the longest part of the show. So now that that's over with, now we move on to previewing. We do some wrestling now. We move on to previewing some SummerSlam. Now. We're not going to do what we've done. Well, okay, we are going to do what we've done in the past. Which is we're going to go match by match. Now we're going to go very quickly. I'm the only person here, so we're going to kind of move quickly because it is very late, and I want to belabor this point. So we're not going to address questions and comments we haven't done in months from the fans. I apologize. I know a lot of you wrestling fans out there are kind of wanting us to do something like that. We just don't have the time, and right now I'm the only person here, so it's kind of hard. So you gotta bear with us here. Right now, I'm just gonna give you a SummerSlam preview. Obviously, we'll react to it next week after SummerSlam is over. SummerSlam on Sunday on the WWE Network. I think it starts at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's coming up this Sunday. So it's a big event. WWE's, I think, probably third biggest pay-per-view. If not, some people regard it as the second. They think it's bigger than the Royal Rumble. But yeah, we'll just kind of. We'll just give you a preview of the matches. I'll make some picks, go quickly over them, and that'll be it. We can't really do anything else with given the time and stuff. So, sorry to our wrestling fans. We're doing the best we can. It's kind of difficult right now. So, bear with us. All right. So without further ado, let's get right down to it. We've already had a few kickoff matches announced. I don't know if there's been any more, but we already, again, have had some announced. So we'll start with those matches as we always do, and we're not going to say much about them. because there's just not a need to say much about him. All right, so we know Elias is gonna have a performance, so that's gonna be cool. It might even lead to a match. Who knows? All right, first kickoff show: Raw Tag Team Champion. First kickoff match, I should say. Raw Tag Team Champions, the B Team versus the Revival. The B Team's probably going to retain here. I don't really know what the direction is of the tag team titles on Raw. I don't know where they're going, what they're going for here. But I don't think if they haven't put it on the Revival yet, I highly doubt they're going to put it on it right now. They seem very invested in the B Team right now. They seem entertained by him. I think a lot of people are entertained by him. So I think the B Team will somehow miraculously retain here again, because that's kind of their gimmick. They just kind of do against all odds keep holding the titles. I think it'll be a fun little match to get the crowd going. I think the B Team will retain here. Rusev and Lana versus Andrade and Amos and Zelina Vega. Really, this is just to get everybody on the card. I'm gonna guess Andrade, Amos, and Zelina are going to win here. I think what little they seemed invested in Rusev early in the summer, and now they don't seem to care less. They've been booking Rusev gay, terrible. I think they see more in Andrade and Zelina right now than do in Rusev and Lana. So I think they're going to win here. Just based on the booking and everything, that's just my feeling. I think it'll be a good match, though. I think it's a match that deserves to be on the card, not on the kickoff match, but. It's a kickoff match, but it's what it is. Also, it's said to be on the kickoff. It was said to be on the kickoff show, but who knows? Everything I've read so far doesn't have it listed on there. But I'll go with the idea it's on the kickoff show because that makes the most sense to me. WWE Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak. I think Gulak's going to win here. I think they're done with Alexander. He's had a nice run. I think they're ready for a change. Gulak makes a lot of sense. I think it'll be a fun match. I think Gulak's going to win here. That's just the trajectory I think they're on right now. I think they're going to make a title change here. So I'm going with Drew Gulak here for the win in the Cruiserweight Championship match. Again, they might add more kickoff matches. I can't imagine them adding more than one more. And by the way, we don't know if Elias is performing on the kickoff show. It seems like he's performing on the main card. So that would lead you to believe that they probably will add another kickoff match, I would imagine, since it's a 2-hour kickoff show. So, all right. So let's get to the main card now, which, again, Elias' performance might be a part of, because it seems like that seems to be the case. Finn Balor versus Constable Baron Corbin. This should be a match that doesn't get a lot of time. It'll probably be very quick. Finn's going to probably win only because they're going to want a face to go over here. There's no reason to have the heel go over, even though Corbin probably needs to win more. Especially if Roman's going to win the title later in the show, they're probably going to try to put a lot of faces over in the night. So, yeah, I think and please the Brooklyn crowd. So please the Smarts have Finn Balor win. That's probably what their logic is. It'll be a nice little match. It won't get a lot of time, but I think Finn Balor is going to win here just because they're going to want some faces to win on the card. So Finn Balor for the win here. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day. I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to keep the titles. So that's one reason why I think Finn Balor's going to. I think Nakamura is going to retain, and I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain. And I could see Miz winning too. I think they're going to have some faces win. That's why Balor makes sense. But I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain. I think this is going to be a long-standing feud. I don't think it's going to be clean, but I don't think they're going to let the New Day get them back so easily. I think they're going to try to make this. It's probably the only big viable tag team feud they have right now in SmackDown. So they'll probably keep this going for a while. So I think it's going to be a cool match. I think it's going to have some brutality to it, some good physicality. I like the Bludgeon Brothers to retain here over the New Day. United States Champion, I already mentioned who my pick is for this one, but hey, why not? Let's just make a quick prediction for the match. Let's just talk about the match quickly, I should say. United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. I think, look, Hardy's banged up, and who knows what's going on with him? Who knows what's going on with Matt? They don't seem like they're going to be doing much going forward here. So, really, there's no reason to put the title back on Hardy. This is just a way to get him on the card and have Nakamura kind of, I don't know. They got the Orton stuff going on. Well, Orton's got the feud with Hardy, but Orton's kind of um, casting a pall over this feud. It's kind of like a nothing feud now. So, yeah, I think they're just going to have Nakamura retain here and move on to something else. Should be an interesting match. The crowd will be into it. Nakamura to retain. Easy. Easy. Let's see here. SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Triple threat match. Charlotte's winning this match. They're not going to keep it on Carmella. I feel bad for Becky Lynch. I think she was the one that was probably going to do this. But it's not going to happen now. And I wouldn't be surprised if this leads to a Becky heel turn. I really wouldn't, because it makes a lot of storyline sense. And some of the things that Becky has said has led me to believe that she's planting seeds for that. The minute Charlotte was added to this match, she's going to get it back because Carmella took it off Charlotte. It makes sense. Charlotte's going to win here. Charlotte's going to win here. She's going to pin Carmella. They're going to do the rematch, and they might move on to Charlotte Becky. I could see that. That's what I could see them doing. I think it'll be a cool match because Charlotte and Becky are in it, but with Carmella in it, that kind of drags it down. But I think it'll be a good enough match nonetheless. But yeah, I think Charlotte's going to win the women's title. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, a match that we've all been waiting for. That probably should have been at WrestleMania, and maybe it still will be because WWE likes to kind of keep feuds going maybe a little bit longer than they should sometimes in recent age. Not like before when they could pace a feud beautifully and it doesn't feel repetitive. But now they don't know how to do that. But anyway, Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. This match you can go either way on. I've seen enough to think Daniel Bryan can win. I've seen enough to think The Miz can win. My feeling is it's a difficult one because you're in Brooklyn, and that would lend yourself to believe Daniel Bryan should win. But The Miz has come a long way in pleasing, smart fans. He really has. So I think they could get away with Miz winning here as long as it's a good match and as long as it's not clean, which I don't think it would be anyway. I'm going with Daniel Bryan only because of where they are and because, it's a big stage, and I think they'll want Daniel Bryan to get a big win. I could see The Miz winning cheaply. I really could. But I think this is going to be one of the spotlight matches of the night. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be a spectacle because of the history between these two. Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. And a match that's been treated like it could be one of the top matches, which I guess it is because of Seth Rollins. We now know Dean Ambrose, who came back last night, will be in his corner. And great Raw last night. Great. Best Raw probably since the Raw after Money in the Bank. Great movement, lots of stuff going on. The Dean Ambrose stuff at the end was great. Probably one of the better returns they've done in a while. He looks amazing. Dean Ambrose now in Rollins' corner. Obviously, Drew McIntyre being Dolph Ziggler's corner. So those guys no doubt play a role in the match. There's a lot of speculation that they'll run the Ambrose heel turn here and have him screw Seth Rollins. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to wait. I think Rollins is going to get the title here. I think they're going to have Rollins beat Ziggler. Win the title. They'll probably run some like tag matches with the four of them for a while. There'll be the rematch at the next pay-per-view. I think they'll extend this thing out to probably around Survivor. I think they're going to run the heel turn closer to WrestleMania, maybe at the Royal Rumble. I think they're going to want to build it and slow burn it and kind of have it come. I think too many people expect it now, and they don't like to do these things when people expect it. So I think they're going to wait on it. So I don't expect the turn. I expect Rollins to win the match. I think it'll be a good match. I think this will be better than their Iron Man match. I think the whole thing just didn't click, the Iron Man match. I think this will work out better with everything that's going on with McIntyre and Ambrose and everything. This will work better. I think this will be a great match, and I think Rollins will win. I think they'll give it a lot of time too. This match could open the night, and that won't. And that's not because. And I don't think that should be considered like, hey, they don't care about these two. I think it's something that can get the crowd hot and to get the night going. And if it opens the night, Rollins is definitely winning. For sure. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. If Strowman loses in any way, whether it's by DQ or what have you, Kevin Owens becomes Mr. Money in the Bank. This match has been one of the more hotly discussed matches discussed. Wow, I'm repeating myself. Has been one of the more hotly discussed matches over the last couple weeks. There's a lot of people that think Owens is going to take the case from Braun, especially with the whole he don't have to pin him to beat him. A lot of people think they're going to run the Orton Christian thing where Owens going to gold Strowman into losing it, get a DQ, and he's going to win the case. I'm honestly leaning in the direction that Kevin Owens is probably going to win the Money in the Bank case. I think they realized that Strowman doesn't need it. I think they thought it was a cool idea, but I think it's hurt Strowman a little bit. Strowman does not need a Money in the Bank case. I think a guy like Owens does. And I think that whatever their plans are for the fall, they probably don't want to turn Strowman heel. And they definitely don't want to turn Roman here, even though he already kind of is one. So they probably would rather do the heel Money in the Bank winner here. It probably sets up their plans better. And they seem to like the Owens-Strowman feud, and this kind of adds fuel to it. So I'm going to predict Kevin Owens to win the Money in the Bank briefcase on Sunday. And this should be a cool match because these two have been great together. And even though it's always one-sided dominant on Braun Strowman's end, they're just entertaining thing. It's just entertaining to watch this feud. It really is. Braun's had some good feuds. Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. Ronda's winning this match. I've seen a lot of people say, well, it's a little too easy. They got around Ronda losing at Money in the Bank because of the cash-in. They're not going to have, unless they run some kind of like DQ or something, or some kind of, like she walks out or gets counted out. They're not going to have Ronda lose. So, and this is a big pay-per-view. It's a nice way to have a big, it's a lot of media, a lot of press. It's one of the big 4 pay-per-views. It's a perfect time to crown somebody big. So why not crown Ronda Rousey? I don't think the match will be long. I think, there'll be probably some shenanigans, but I think Ronda Rousey is going to win the Raw Women's Championship. Plus, if they're still going with Ronda Charlotte at WrestleMania, it's a nice little setup with them both potentially winning the women's championships of their respective brands at SummerSlam. So I think Ronda's going to win this match. WWE Champion AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. I think AJ is retaining. I feel bad because I think Samoa Joe should win here. I think AJ is retaining. I don't think AJ is losing that title to October. Or even November. I think he'll lose that Survivor Series. I think this is I think this has become their, hey, AJ, this is your very long reign that you're going to get. If you ever get the title back in, you won't have a reign like this. They're giving him his big, long reign now. It started off out of necessity, but I think they just decided, because of the video game, that we're just going to let it keep going on. I think Styles is going to win. I think it's going to be a great match. Probably it could steal the show and be the match of the night. But I think AJ is going to retain the title here in what should be a very physical match. So AJ to retain. And lastly, a match that will no doubt main event, even though it shouldn't, and even though it's going to send the crowd home unhappy, unless they run some kind of big Braun Strowman cash-in or something. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Nobody knows what's going to happen with this match. If you've seen Raw, they kind of set it up like Paul Heyman could potentially align with Roman Reigns, or help Roman Reigns beat Brock, or screw over Brock Lesnar, whatever. They kind of put an end to that yesterday by indicating that it was all a ruse, and he was playing Roman Reigns. But maybe that's a ruse in itself, and he's going to screw over Brock Lesnar now that it appears that he's okay with Brock Lesnar. This could be there could be another swerve, and the other shoe could drop on Sunday, and all of a sudden Paul Heyman turns on Brock Lesnar. So, I'm not ruling out that. You can't rule that out. I just don't know if they want to swerve themselves again. I kind of think that it's going to be pretty simple now on Sunday, where either Brock wins and they run a cash-in, or Roman Reigns wins and they run a cash-in, or one or the other just wins, and that's the end of the night. And I will say this much. If Strowman keeps the case, I could see them having Strowman interrupt the match. I could see the match going on for a long, long time, and then Strowman is saying, you know what the hell, I'm just going to interrupt the match, and he ends up pinning Roman Reigns. If Strowman doesn't keep the case, if it's Owens that wins it, I think they're gonna, the way that they've had Angle in this storyline, and the way that they're like, oh, he's a terrible Universal Champion, I could see them running some kind of angle. And I told some people this off the air, where they have Angle and the entire roster after Brock retains the title, okay, come out and attack him and just kind of beat him down, and then Owens comes out and cashes in just to get the title off of him. I could see them running something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a pretty cool ending, a crazy, like zany ending, memorable moment at SummerSlam. I could see that happening. That'd be pretty cool. And it would keep Brock strong, which I imagine might be something that Brock wants, given him being in UFC. And plus, there's been, again, word that Brock wants to stay in WWE and do both. So, you know, if they want to continue to, you know, keep him strong, that would be one way to do it. And get the title off, that'd be one way to do it. So, but what's my prediction? I'm not sure about the cash-in anymore. But I'm starting to feel like Brock's going to retain. Especially with the potential for him to stay in WWE now. Because apparently that's what he wants to do. So I think I'm leaning towards Brock retaining. Either way, that match is going to get a lot of time, whether you think it should or not, because there's going to be a lot of spectacle and other things involved in it. So, all right, so that's the SummerSlam card, and those are my predictions. Those are my thoughts. I said we'd go through it quick, and that's what we did. And I mentioned a few things about Raw, and I'm not going to get into Raw and SmackDown. They are what they are. We don't have enough time for that, so I'll just leave those alone, because I mentioned a couple of things wrong, including Dean Ambrose return. So those are pretty much the highlight. That's pretty much the highlight, really, in my opinion. Those are good Raw. Really quick though, before we move on and start to close out the show, I have to mention this because it's very important. Obviously, yesterday, Jim the Anvil Neidhart died. Natalia Neidhart's father. Part of the legendary Heart Foundation. I wasn't a big wrestling fan until maybe about 10 years ago. So I don't know as much about him as probably some other people would. But from what I didn't know and from what I've seen, he was a very charismatic guy, very fun-loving guy, great father. And your heart breaks for Natalia and the family, and you know, it's been a rough couple of weeks for wrestling fans, because there's been a lot of people from the golden era that passed. So it's been rough, and this is just another rough one. So we want to express our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to Natalia and Jim Neidhart's family, friends, and loved ones and fans. And may he rest in peace. That's a tremendous, tremendous loss yesterday. With that being said, that is it. We covered everything that we had to cover. We could cover Tiger Woods in golf. I'm going to wait till next week to do that. And anything else in sports can wait till next week. And then we did all the box office stuff last week, so we don't have to do it tonight. So, and it's midnight, so let's get off the air, right? Right. So I've done enough talking. So, all right. So with that being said, we've done everything we have to do. We're done for the night. As always, the show might be over. It's not mean you have to stop interacting and contributing to our show. Continue to have your voice heard. Send us your feedback, your questions about the show and the scheduling of the show, topic ideas, or breaking news items related to sports, entertainment, or wrestling that you want us to cover. Awards show stuff, questions. Again, you can do by email, Facebook, and Twitter. But if there's anything to submit, whether it's live award nomination submissions or winning ballot submissions, those can only be done by email only. So keep that in mind. So again, email address for the show, itspotlight411@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us at itspotlight411. Remember to use the hashtag itspotlight411 for anything to tweet regarding our show. And as always, you can find us on Facebook. To search In the Spotlight 411 on Facebook, and then make sure you like our fan page once you find it or once you're on it. Please do follow us on social media, on Facebook or Twitter, for the latest updates about our show. Any cancellations, delays, postponements, like tonight I posted that we were going to be delayed. Any other news that we have to report, and of course other random musings that we happen to post on there as well. Have access to all that and more by following us on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at itspotlight411. Remember, hashtag itspotlight411 for anything people got our show. And on Facebook, to search In the Spotlight 411 on Facebook, and then make sure that you like our fan page so that you can follow us and interact with us and all that good stuff. 2 ways to keep up with the show and look back at classic episodes. You can stream us anytime on Google Plus and YouTube. Just search In the Spotlight 411, and when you do, you'll be taken to our show pages on both sites, where you can find and have access to every episode we've ever produced for Google Plus and YouTube. There's every episode from October 2015 all the way up to tonight's current episode. Those episodes are available for you to stream anytime you want on Google Plus and YouTube. Just search In the Spotlight 411. If streaming's not your thing, maybe you prefer to listen to us on the go or listen to us in general rather than see us. Maybe you're interested in older episodes of the show. If any of that applies to you, check us out on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes. Just search In the Spotlight 411, and you'll be taken to our show pages on both sites, where you can find every episode we've ever produced in nearly 8 years we've been doing the show. It's every episode from our original Blog Talk Radio run from October 2010 to January 2011. All of our episodes from our Talk Show run from January 2011 all up to October 2015. All of our Google Plus, and YouTube episodes from mid-October of 2015, all the way up to tonight's current episode, all transfer into audio format for your convenience. Every episode we've ever done, transfer into audio format for your convenience from the most recent episode, that being tonight, all the way up to our first episode way back in October 2010. They're all available for you to listen to anytime you want on our main host sites, Podbean and iTunes. Just search In the Spotlight 411. So Google Plus, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, then Google Plus, YouTube, Podbean, and iTunes. Your ways to keep up the show and look back at classic episodes. Search for In the Spotlight 411. Again, just search for In the Spotlight 411. Shout out to my co-host Mike, who's still not with us. He's working, he got a lot going on, working a new job and everything. Hopefully he'll be able to join us soon. We missed him tonight. But shout out to him. Hope everything's going well for him. His mom had some health problems. A little bit. She had some surgery and stuff, but she's doing better. But we continue to wish her and his family all well wishes. So hopefully everything goes right for him. So shout out to him. I want to thank myself for another great show, Parents on My Back, and thank all of you for continued support and contributions to the show. Thank you so much for watching. And to those that will be watching, listening to this later, thank you to you as well. Thank you for your patience tonight and how late the show started. I know it's one of our bigger shows. It sucked that we had to start so late, but it is what it is. And I know I kind of rushed at times and stumbled a little bit. I've been doing that a lot lately, but, I just wanted to kind of get us off in a timely fashion. We had a lot to do, so. So thank you for bearing with me. That is it for tonight. Again, we're in the next stage of the process. So those of you that help to decide the nominees for the TV awards, you are now going to help to decide the winners. You should be, a lot of you might have already gotten your ballots, but those of you that haven't yet, you'll get them before tomorrow morning. You have until Tuesday, August 28th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time to submit your winning ballots for the 8th Annual TV Awards. Also, for those of you that are helping to decide or would like to help to decide the nominees for the live vote of the awards. Those are the awards we'll vote on live during the TV Awards broadcast on Tuesday, September 4th. For those that want to be involved with that, again, your deadline also is Tuesday, August 28th at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, so please keep that in mind. Remember, any submissions for the TV Awards can only be done by email only. You can ask us questions by email, Facebook, and Twitter, but again, any submissions by email only. So please keep those deadlines in mind. Other than that, that's it. Our next show will be 1 week from tonight on Tuesday, August the 21st at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll talk about Tiger Woods, what happened at the PGA Championship this weekend, and why it's such a good sign for the PGA next season. We'll talk baseball, any other big sports headlines. We'll go over 2 weeks worth of box office numbers. Look ahead to the next week in the box office. We will do some wrestling. We'll talk about the fallout from SummerSlam. All that coming at you 1 week from tonight. Tuesday, August 25th, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That is our next show. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your night, a great rest of your week, a great weekend, and a great start to your week next week. We'll see you back here 1 week from tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Time for our next show. Until then, have a good night, everybody.